about giving some shout outs to deserving people. So first and foremost, everyone who has started a chapter, which is all of our vets basically. And I know Caleb O'Neill has a chapter creation call set up for tomorrow. So woo, exciting stuff. So shout out to all of y'all, as well as some people who are really pulling weight for Summit. Obviously, Mike Anderson is doing fantastic. I'm pretty sure you have something like 60 or 70 people signed up from University of Houston alone, which is insane. Obviously, you've got a little bit of that hometown advantage, and so I don't expect all of you to sign up 60 or 70 people from your school, but it is very apparent that Mike is putting in the time, and it is much appreciated. As well as Chris today was pulling his weight. Devin has been recently. You know, most people here have a good amount of referrals. The Louisiana gang, as usual. So yeah, shout out to everyone for really going all in for summits. Next, if you remember from last Hangout, we can go through victories and priorities real quick for the week ahead. So if you forget what that is, it's just I'm going to open the floor and whoever can go first. 3 things that you have accomplished in the past week and top 3 priorities for this week. So your priorities probably should include membership drive of some sort and summit of some sort, right? But you can individualize that as much as you want, set individualized goals and all that good stuff. So I'm just going to open the floor. I do have to open a different doc on my computer, so if you see me looking around, that's what I'm doing. But whoever can start now. Someone's got to go.
Devin will go. I'm driving, but I will go. So my successes and failures, am I catching that right? Brittany?
Hello, can you hear me? I was muted for a second. So, yes. Yes, if you remember from last week, it's victories and priorities. So 3 victories from the past week, and then 3 priorities for the week ahead.
Okay. Well, victories. I have been dying to start a chapter in my Denver area because Denver is got campuses that are sharing campus space. So we have like 4 universities on one campus. So I'm working on getting a chapter in each one of those, and I just got the second piece of that puzzle. So that was really awesome, and it's a guy that's a rock solid dude that I know is not going to fall out on us. I'm not going to have to be performing CPR on all the time. So I'm super stoked about that. Priorities, I mean, like you said, membership drives. I mean, right now I'm talking to every single chapter president about how we can make their membership drive better than the first one, and if they didn't have a first one, then how we can make this absolute rock. So that is my little spiel.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks, Devin.
Sure.
I'll go real quick. So for the 3 accomplishments, I found like 6 potential chapter presidents. So I'm going to follow through up on those tomorrow. So I hope they'll pan out. And that's mainly due to the second accomplishment, which is linking up with the Young Republican Network in the 4 states. Luckily, I got all the contacts from Jason Emmert. He used to be our chairman. Now he's the national chairman. So he just kind of gave me all their emails. And getting people from the top of the country to drive to the bottom of the country. Anytime that happens, that's like a huge accomplishment in my book. The priorities for the coming week are going to be get all the chapters. Now that I've figured out who they all are and who the right contact person is, get 1 summit registrant from each one, more hopefully, get them all the membership drive, and get a group message going for each state.
Awesome. Spot on.
I will go ahead and jump in. So victories are on my Utah chapter rooms on a table for every week during the semester. So that's from now until April. And then they've all been trained. They're all ready to execute their plans. Let's see, I have a lead for a new chapter in Utah, and then 2 in Texas and 1 in Idaho. Don't like hold me to all of those, but I mean, a chapter will come through from some of those, which is good. So priorities, starting a chapter in Texas, because Brittany, you sent me a bunch of targets from there. Start a chapter in Utah, and make sure all the chapters that I'm over have a strong first week.
Solid. Who's next?
I'll go.
All right.
So yesterday I was talking to University of Texas at Austin, and we got some of the older members and some of the newer members reconnected. One of our YLS and I of Young Americans for Liberty is wanting to help out with that chapter, so I got them all connected. Been doing some pretty decent recruitment, trying to going forward. Obviously, we're going to be working on membership drives for every chapter in Texas. We're going to be hopefully getting some new recruitment directors in Texas to help out, since we got such a huge network. And focusing on me, I would really like to focus on getting a lot more people throughout Texas than just at University of Houston, because I usually get like a ton of people from UH, but that's really easy. So I'd like to try to like push myself a little harder to get a lot more people from other Texas schools than just University of Houston.
Awesome. J-Ham or Caleb O'Neill?
I got you. Victories. I would say been talking to Jared, the one that you sent me the message about earlier. I forgot to respond to that. But yeah, so I've been talking to Jared. Big things coming up this semester with him as a recruitment director. He's actually going to assist me with pulling in membership drive from campuses in Arkansas, so that's cool. And then I think another victory would have to be lining up a new chapter, because I think Austin Bland is going to be coming back, because he's now coming out of his training in the Army. And so he'll be back in the National Guard, so he'll be able to be back on campus, which will be nice. So we'll get a chapter started up with him once he gets to whichever school he decides that he's going to in Arkansas. And then those are all of the victories that I have, but my priorities are obviously membership drive apps, because I've got a lot of those to pull in. More summit registrants, and then also lining up a carpool for summit for Arkansas summit registrants, so we can all get down there.
Nice. Love it. All right, C-Lub, can you hear us now?
I can finally hear you guys.
Woo!
It literally took me this long to be able to hear anything being said, but it's finally
what
working.
we're doing
Huh?
right now, victories and priorities. Did you get that much?
I didn't. I literally just heard the guy from Arkansas. Sorry, I'm learning names still.
Jason. Okay,
Jason.
cool.
I just heard Jason talking about his, so I could go over mine a little bit. I think
Sure.
I texted you about them a little earlier today.
Yeah, so
Or at least
just
some of them.
3 or so victories from your past week, and then 3 or so priorities for the week ahead.
Well, I would say probably the biggest victory so far, as I heard back from my guy over at NAU, and he says that he's down to run the chapter. I just got to run the paperwork by him tomorrow and get him through the application and stuff like that. So that's the biggest. Can't really think of I guess my second victory would be that I'm scheduling a plan to get up to NAU for a campus invasion to reform the free speech policies, and the future president over there said that he's going to go talk to the Turning Point chapter and see if they could get involved in the free speech. I don't know exactly what we're going to do, but something along the lines of free speech, that event. And the third one is it might not be the best for our summits per se, but for the people that can't make it to the summits, I found that there's an independent free speech event being held in Phoenix proper. So our activists that can't make the 16, 17-hour drive both ways, they can still get some free speech experience and represent Yao at this independent event. I forget the name exactly, but I could find it and tell you guys about it real quick in like 5 minutes if you were interested.
Cool. Yeah, we should talk about that because I still think we can get your people to Summit, but I'm glad that there's another event too. Cool. Thank you, Caleb. Alrighty. So, oh, and then Jessamine, I'm assuming that can you communicate right now? I know you're driving.
Yeah, sorry, I lost service.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
Okay, so 3 good things that I did this week. I finally got that chapter restarted at NMSU after Will kind of like tore it down. So I'm excited about that. That's a really big plus. I have, I don't know if that's an accomplishment, but I think it's an accomplishment. I have like mostly girls who help me out, which I think is pretty cool. There's not a lot of girls in the movement. So for everyone to like be interested and want to like, you know, kind of do stuff is pretty cool. And then just getting back with like summit registrants, it's pretty awesome to like to hear people be so excited and like not even have to really convince them. So I feel like that's a good accomplishment because I feel like I've sold it. It's awesome. I don't need to hear like a lot from me, and they're like, yeah, sign me up. So it's super easy for me to do it. Those are things that I work on this coming week is more registrants, to at least have one person registered from every chapter, and then to get everyone on the membership drive, and then I'm hoping to get UTEP this month too, reinstated. So I'm excited.
Nice. Love, love, love. Yes, that chapter was a huge victory. I agree. Huge, huge, huge target. So awesome. Fantastic. And I love that people's priorities are mirroring Yale National's priorities right now, which are pretty much explicitly summit registrants, chapter creation, and membership drive. So those should always be the top things. And if you think about it, all 3 of them kind of work together. If you get a membership drive, people are promoting summit, et cetera, et cetera. So really cool there. And yeah, I can just say again that everyone's working really hard, and I do appreciate that. So to go through kind of what we're going to talk about on this Hangout in particular, some quick summit updates, and then just diving into some leadership team summit schedule and pointers and all of that good stuff. So stay tuned through all of that. Summit updates, I'm going to screen share so that y'all can see the live scoreboard / where we track all that stuff. So hold tight. All right. So here is what I screenshot to you all the time. This is the summit scoreboard. We're currently at 249 registrants, which is honestly a good place to be at now, and honestly a lot far ahead of where we were at last year. I remember going into Leadership Team Summit last year and having around 100 summit registrants, and it was really difficult to catch up from there. So we're at a good place. I do want to say that. So y'all know we need, as a region, 11 registrants per day if we want to have 500 people at our summit, which we're looking to bust through that number. So but so you know where some of my calculations are coming from, that's what we need today, or every day rather. Today we got 15, which is fantastic. And thank you to all who contributed towards that and everything like that. I do want to point out, when it comes to summit, obviously we are extremely competitive Okay, there we go. Obviously, we're extremely competitive, but I never want it to seem like we're just competing against other regions. At the end of the day, I really could care less if we are first place or last place if we're in a good spot for us, which we are. And a lot of times, like a while ago, you know, I was pushing y'all even though we were in the lead for summer registrants because we weren't in a good place, even though, you know, we were leaps and bounds ahead of others. So it may seem like a competition, but you have to remember that at the end of the day, it's part of a strategy to get 500 people in a room and to change 500 people's lives. And so we always have to keep that present as we are recruiting, but we are in a really good place. I've heard from a lot of y'all questions about buses, and I can tell you that I am doing my absolute darndest to get the buses that I laid out. One from New Mexico, one from North Dakota, one from Colorado, one from Utah. That's 4. I'm missing 2. There's 2 others. I don't know why I can't think of them. I think one was Nebraska potentially. But I'm really trying. And some other regions literally backed out because they thought it was more important for Central to have buses. And so Ties seems to be optimistic about it, but I just haven't heard back. So, you know, if we don't get buses, it's not the end of the world. And we do have a plan too for vans. And if not, carpools, and we'll make it work. One way or another, we are getting people to this summit. And I don't care if it's literally fundraising for plane tickets. We'll make it happen for anyone that wants to come. So I just want to make that clear as well. So holy moly, people are dropping off and joining back in like crazy. Okay. So that's what I have for y'all about Summit, as well as I do want to set an expectation that other regional directors have set for their region, which is a standard of 1 Summit registrant per day of the week as a standard, which is 5 Summit registrants per week. So say you get 5 registrants by Wednesday. Doesn't necessarily mean that you need 1 on Thursday or Friday, but 5 Summit registrants per week is the standard for everyone. Except for Louisiana, which neither of the Louisiana chairs are on currently, that oversee Louisiana, obviously Caleb, and Texas obviously will have heightened expectations, but everyone else 5 per week is going to be reasonable. And you may think that your network's drying up a little bit. It's honestly not, and we do have more lists to pull from, and so don't worry about running out because there are always plenty of people to pull from. And Devin has a cat, so I'm just going to put it out there that we are going to stop the hangout for a second because, oh my God. Wait.
Devin, you can't keep doing this. You always bring your cat.
He just comes to sit in my lap.
Win.
Oh, so cute. Boy or girl cat?
This is a boy. He's named after a Roman emperor, Tiberius Caesar.
Oh my Lord.
So it was Tiberius. We just call him Ty.
That's really funny because we've nicknamed Ty Hicks Tiberius. So that's what triggers in my mind when you say Tiberius, but it's fine.
What? Are you serious?
No, his name is Tyler, but everyone calls him Tiberius to be smart with him. So you should do that at Summit. He'll get out of it.
Or maybe tell him about my cat.
Potentially. So, alrighty, questions about Summit. I'm going to open it to the floor to anyone that has questions, comments, frustrations, opinions, anything like that about Summit. Okay. Alrighty, so let's move on to Leadership Team Summit, which I'm extremely excited about. Yes, yes. I am going to pull up the schedule real quick so that I can walk y'all through some pointers. And I apologize that all of this isn't pulled up. My laptop is crapping out right now. And also Spotify turns on randomly all the time. So I'm a little bit worried that that's going to happen too. But it shut down right before our hangout, so all of this was open before. All right, schedule is pulled up. So I'm going to be looking at my screen for a second. So if you have any questions, just speak up because I can't see you. So all of y'all should arrive in DC, Arlington, by 3 o'clock on Friday. Does everyone have their travel confirmed? Do you know how you're getting here, when you're getting here? Any questions and comments about travel? Go, Devin.
Just for the reference, I get in at 3:30. I don't think that matters, but I was just giving the heads up.
Yeah, I'll probably follow up with everyone just to confirm what time you're getting here and how you're traveling. I think everyone except for Caleb O'Neill is flying. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you're all flying in. To DC.
So all flights gonna be canceled?
Our flight's going to be canceled. I don't think so, but I can't say that for sure. But I think this storm is being way overhyped, and I think we're gonna get a dusting of snow, and it's gonna be cold, and that's it. So,
Cool.
Okay.
I have a comment.
Yes.
So like I think we did this for YowCon, but I think it'd be really good if people posted the time that they're gonna arrive and then what airport they're gonna arrive. So maybe we could like carpool to the hotel together.
I love it. I was going to
something like that.
Yeah, I was going to collect all that information and then give it to y'all, but you can just post it in the chat too to coordinate rides. Pretty sure most people are flying into DCA, but I'm not positive, and that's right up the road. So it shouldn't be that hard to coordinate travel. It's literally 5 minutes away from the office. So, okay, cool. Hey, Caleb, I'm just gonna ask you too, O'Neill, have you gotten your train ticket all sorted for LTS?
I have, and it should be good unless this snowstorm that's coming like cancels the Amtrak's or something. But if that doesn't happen, I'm fine.
Okay, cool. Alrighty. If anyone does have any cancellations or delays, please let me know, as well as I'm pretty sure John Goodnight's listed as contact there. But if you contact me, I'll tell John right away. I just would like to be in the know about all of that because we do have plans pretty soon after you get into town. So cool. I will follow up with everyone about specifics there, but alrighty. So everyone should be in town Friday afternoon. The strict time that you have to remember is between 3 and 5. We need y'all at the office, which is also the venue where we're doing the training. It's just literally like a floor or two above where our office is. And so you know what will be going on in the office at that time. We're having very important people there. So we're having our decision-making body, which is our board, some of our top donors, some elected officials. I don't think y'all know, but Thomas Massey is going to be there when you get there, like a bunch of important people, which is to say that you need to wear your best outfit on the first day because, one, you're getting your headshot basically as soon as you walk in the door. And two, you just need to look nice for those people and for this dinner because it's very important to the organization. And also first impressions matter, right? So just dress nicely. That dinner will happen at 5 to 6:30. A note on coming to the office though. So in the past, specifically last year, we had state chairs come in and like they were tired, so they went into like a neighboring office and took a nap, or like they were wandering around and having conversations with people. So you know, the procedure is you come and you work. And so we've got a lot of extra desks and everything like that. But if you're in the office, be working on something, be working on chapter creation or summit registration, something like that. But we just need people in the zone and ready to go from the moment that you step in there. So just so you know. And also, when you first get in, unless you are really cutting it close, I would recommend going to the hotel, changing, and then coming back to the office. If you are a little bit later and you need to come to the office first, just get changed in the bathroom before you come in. and all of that stuff, and we can hold your luggage until after the dinner is done. So that is Friday afternoon. The dinner will begin at 5 to 6:30, and again, it'll be with the Revolution Committee, is what we call it. Yeah, it was higher ups and everything like that. After the dinner ends at 6:30, each regional director is planning an activity for their region. So y'all know I'm inviting everyone in our region as well as Southeast over to my / Alex's / Shantima, if you know any of those other people, our house for a little shindig / game night. So really low key. So you know, because this was miscommunicated to Southeast, this is not a house party. It is a low-key gathering of individuals for a short amount of time, and our bedtime is 11 o'clock, so y'all will be back to the hotel at 11. But we will have some fun games and just like be able to hang out, get to know each other a little bit after that, and there should be enough car space where we can just transport everyone there and then back to the hotel. And we live really close by, so it's right around the corner. So yeah, that's Friday night, and then what you do after that is your own business. I mean, none of the RDs are going to be at the hotel that you're staying at, which is right across the street from the office. But I will say this, it's like a really cheesy saying, but I always say, if you're going to be the man at night, be the man in the morning. I don't care what you do when you go back. I recommend that you go to sleep. I think most of you will be tired, and you have to be up early the next morning. Regardless, you're expected to be there the next morning on time. So that's all I'll say about Friday night. So moving right along on to Saturday morning. So everyone, breakfast at the hotel and check-in is from 8 to 9. There is a complimentary breakfast at the hotel. I'm not sure exactly where that is. They'll tell you probably at check-in. Take advantage of it. That is your breakfast. So please, like I said, take advantage of that and eat breakfast before you come. Check-in is going to be from 8:30 to 9, and then we start programming promptly at 9. I'll say this a million times, but like I will hold y'all to the standard where you are not to be 1 minute late for programming. Starts at 9. We need you in the room at 8:30, ready to go and contribute and all that good stuff. So from there, I'm not going to go too much into depth of the happenings of the day, but we will have different trainings, breakout sessions, et cetera, et cetera. We'll have one regional breakout before lunch. I'll be taking our group photo, bunch of other trainings, dinner, a guest speaker, and then we'll be traveling to the social at 8 p.m. So literally 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. we are in the zone learning. We're there for a business conference, you know, all that good stuff. At 8, we'll go to the social, which is at Arlington Rooftop. If any of y'all were on the team last year, it's the same social location. They're pretty cool. In case you're wondering, it's January. We won't be on the rooftop, but we will be there at the bar. All right. That is Saturday. So moving right along to Sunday. Again, be in your seats by 9. Check-in starts at 8:30, so I'd like you all to be there at 8:30. There'll be a bunch of different trainings, breakouts. This is mostly breakouts on Sunday. And then lunch will be at 12:30, and then you'll be dismissed at 1:30, 12:30 to 1:30 for your flights out. And if anyone has any questions about that, should allow you enough time to get back to the airport and everything. If there's any special cases, let me know.
Brett?
Yeah, what's up?
My flight out is at 1:50, and I don't know how close it is. I don't know. Like sometimes DCA is really fast and sometimes it's not. So what do you think we should do in the event that, I guess in my special case?
Yeah, definitely a special case, and I would recommend you get there at least a couple hours early. It's honestly never really efficient, and I don't know. I would just recommend getting there in plenty of time. So just remind me of that when you get here, or on Sunday, and I can just make sure that accommodations are made. But it should be no problem if you leave early.
Fantastic.
Cool. Wow, that actually went a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. Does anyone have any questions about schedule and programming? Obviously, there's not a lot of specifics in that. It's just like times that you have to be places and such. So any questions about the preliminary schedule?
I have a quick one.
Yeah.
Last time when we were just out there in DC, Justin wanted me to save my Uber receipts, but I did not remember that fact. So I didn't save my Uber receipts. So I wanted to check before I got out there. Do we need to save our Uber receipts this time, or can we just not save them?
I would recommend saving them. If you do have to Uber somewhere, you will be reimbursed for it. So if you Uber and you want to get your money back, you should save your Uber receipt.
Cool. No, thanks.
You're welcome. And that's a really good pointer because that's probably something that I would forget too.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if they were reimbursing that time or this time, so I figured I may as well check.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just going somewhere
Yeah.
not related to the conference, it definitely won't be reimbursed. But if we ask you to travel, everything's really in walking distance and in the same location, so I can't really see you using an Uber. But if it does come to that, I would assume we'd reimburse your Uber. So just keep it as a precaution, and I'll double check.
All right, cool.
So I've got a question about Friday.
Yeah.
You said be at the office at 3 or check in and be at dinner that night.
So let me verify on the schedule. Everyone should be in town by 3, and the Revolution Committee dinner starts at 5. So you need to be at the office by like 4, I would say.
So don't come to the office at 3.
You can. I mean, if you're in town early.
Right. Yeah. Or if you don't make it, like, it's not a big deal if you're not there by 3. But like,
right.
Be there by 4 so you're ready for dinner. Right.
Right. Yep. I would say 4 is a safe time to be there by. If you're not there by 4, you're probably going to be getting a phone call from me asking where you are, unless your travel comes in at like 3. But everyone should be in town by then. So if you're there early and you don't know what to do, come to the office because we definitely have work for you. And it's kind of cool to tour and be able to get situated and all that good stuff. Meet some people. So office is definitely open, but you don't have to be there until I'd say 4.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Any other questions about general schedule stuff? All right. So I did have a couple other pointers about LTS. So things to bring. One sec. Things to bring. Business clothing. Again, this is a business conference. There's always that one guy that shows up in jeans and like a t-shirt. Don't be that guy, okay? If you're wondering if something is nice enough, just go with your gut, which is probably dress nicer, business, and everything. Women equivalent, but like suit, tie, preferably. At least a collar. So yeah, business clothing, especially on the first night. Charged laptop, charged phone, chargers. Always forget that, but remember your charging equipment. Yeah, and we're not all going to be able to use an outlet, I don't think. So if you come with your stuff charged, that's just a lot easier. Also, for Party Central, I need y'all to bring your class schedules for January as well as your exam schedules. If you have them, if you're in classes, right? If you have exams, please just bring that now so I have something to plan because we're going to do a lot of semester plannings. Caleb O'Neill. Oh, you're muted. Okay.
Would that include a vacation schedule too? Because I'm going back east for that.
Yeah. So, and work schedules, a calendar or planner. Like we're going to be doing a lot of long-term planning, dates planning, stuff like that. So, if you've got anything that's on your calendar, bring it. If you use a paper calendar, bring it. If you use your Google Calendar, like 90% of the United States, then just bring your phone, right? But but please have anything that we could possibly need to plan around. I would love to just have it up front, as well as we're going to be solidifying office hours and all that good stuff. So it's just good to have like a weekly schedule. And I understand that some people's work schedule varies from week to week. Just anything that you have, just bring it. And I understand that sometimes those things have to be flexible. But yes, please bring any of that stuff, as well as a notebook and pen, because sometimes we'll probably have our laptops away, and so you just won't have that as a resource 100% of the time. So just a notebook and pen would be good too. And like a little extra spending money maybe, although everything's comped basically by YAL while you're here. So cool. So that's what to bring. Also a good attitude, of course, which brings me into my next segment, things to remember. So first thing, we're all tight, right? We're all close friends, and it's great. And I love y'all like family and everything like that. But this is also a work function. So just keep that in mind. While we're having a good time and everything, we need to keep it professional. And at the end of the day, you know, I and everyone else here, we're your employers basically. And so it's just important to keep that in mind. Stay professional. Don't drink more than you can, right? Like happy hours, just stay professional, all that good stuff. Right. Okay. So there will be no excuses for anyone being late ever, unless there's actually like a legitimate excuse, but be on time is what I'm trying to say. Like when I say be in your seat by 9, be there at 9:01 will not be tolerated. And I hold y'all to a high standard because I respect you, but this is so important. This is why we're here at the end of the day. So we just need to make sure that we keep all of that stuff in mind. Bad attitudes will not be tolerated. Again, this is a long day that we're going to have, especially on Saturday, and y'all will be tired, but we are going to be the region with a smile on our faces and our laptops out ready to go 100% of the time. So, and look out for each other too, right? We're a team. So if you're with someone who's starting to get a little bit grumpy about the amount of work that they have to do, turn that frown upside down, because we are team positive and we will, you know, just be on top of our game all the time. All right. Come well rested and hungry basically ties into everything else. Be tuned in 100% of the time. What this means also is when we are doing a training that doesn't require a laptop, even if it's not publicly announced, Party Central's laptops will be away. There will be no looking on Facebook unless we are specifically in like a graph searching seminar, right? Like we are tuned in and, you know, on the program all the time. Every question that is asked, I want a Party Central team member to have their hand in the air for. So there's going to be a lot of open discussion about things, and y'all are brilliant. You're the best state chairs that this region has, or that this country has. Honestly, you are. So every time that there's an opportunity to contribute, I want to hear your voices contributing. And that may be everything, honestly. So I'm going to open up one more time. Does anyone have any questions about any of that? Anything to contribute, or questions, comments, anything like that?
I have a question. What does the schedule look like on Sunday?
On Sunday, we'll have a lot like trainings, mostly breakouts, mostly strategy stuff, and then I forget exactly what time I said specifically. Lunch will be, so you'll have programming until 11:45, and then wait, I'm looking at the total wrong day. Sorry, 1 second. So lunch will be from 12:30 to 1:30, and then you'll be dismissed anywhere in that time, but you know, eating lunch, and then by 1:30, I would say you'll probably be gone.
Awesome. Okay, I was just making sure. I thought I read somewhere it was 5 and my flight's at like 5:30, so I just want to make sure.
No, you'll be good. And again, we booked your flights. So if your flight is booked at a time where you have to leave earlier than programming is done, like that's on us, and you're more than welcome to just touch base with me beforehand if you need to leave before the dismissal time. like Devin, perfectly okay. If anyone has any flights out of Reagan, not Reagan, Dulles or BWI or anything, I don't know why we would do that. I don't think we would, but if you do for whatever reason, let me know. We can accommodate and everything. Anything else?
What time do we have to check out of the hotels on Sunday?
Oh, good. Let me see. Let me verify that there's notes here. I believe that so yes. You check out in the morning, you bring all of your stuff that you need to programming on Sunday. And they're going to drill that in your heads on Saturday too. But you check out Sunday morning. Don't leave anything that you could possibly need in the hotel. Bring it all with you on Sunday. Thank you for making
All right.
points. Okay. Keep it going. What else do you have about LTS? Okay. Cool. Get excited. This will be awesome, and it's so nice to meet everyone, as well as, see everyone in person. We get on these hangouts every week, and I'm sure it's everyone's best part of their week, right? But like, it's actually a different experience when we're all together as a team. And for those of you who were there at YALCON, it was a special experience working with Party Central, because right out of the gate, people were like, whoa, like, what did they eat for breakfast? They're on fire, and we won the freaking trophy. No one thought we could do it, right? So pretty freaking awesome. And for the new people, it's experience of a lifetime. So get ready. It'll be awesome. We'll be exhausted and so happy leaving on Sunday. I promise. So, okay, cool. Well, that's everything that I have. So I'm going to stop recording.